is where heaven authorizes what earth experiences. But until you understand the power of prayer, you may continue living below what God has already made available to you. Prayer is not just communication. It is access. Access to divine wisdom, access to supernatural strength, access to solutions beyond human understanding. The Bible says, "Call unto me and I will answer thee and show thee great and mighty things." Jeremiah 33:3. This is not a suggestion, it is an invitation. God is saying, "Call and I will respond." But many people call without understanding how prayer works. They speak, but they do not believe. They ask, but they do not persist. They pray, but they do not align, and so they conclude that prayer does not work. But the truth is, prayer always works when it is done correctly. To understand the power of prayer, you must first understand its foundation. Prayer operates on relationship. When you pray, you are not speaking into emptiness. You are speaking to a Father. Jesus began prayer with these words, "Our Father in heaven." This establishes identity. You are not a stranger to God. You are not an outsider trying to get his attention. You are his child. And prayer is the privilege of relationship. When this understanding settles in your heart, your approach to prayer changes. You stop begging and you start relating. Prayer also operates on authority. When you pray, you are not just talking. You are enforcing spiritual realities. Jesus said, "Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven." This means prayer is not passive, it is active, it is legislative. Through prayer you can resist spiritual opposition, release divine intervention, establish God's will in your life. This is why prayer is powerful, because it connects heaven's authority to earthly situations. Prayer is also a channel for transformation. It does not only change situations, it changes you. The more you pray, the more your mind is renewed, the more your desires align with God, the more your spirit becomes sensitive. Many people want change externally, but neglect transformation internally. Yet true power comes when both align, when you are changed and your situation is changed. And prayer is the bridge. Another dimension of prayer is persistence. Powerful prayer is not always instant. Sometimes it is consistent. Jesus told a parable about persistence, teaching that men ought always to pray and not give up. This reveals something important. Delay is not denial. When answers do not come immediately, it is not a sign to stop. It is a call to continue, because persistence builds spiritual pressure, and eventually that pressure produces results. However, there are reasons why some prayers seem ineffective. One major reason is lack of faith. Prayer without faith is like speaking without expectation. The Bible makes it clear, without faith it is impossible to please God. Faith is what gives prayer substance. It is what turns words into reality. Another reason is misalignment. When your desires are not aligned with God's will, your prayers lose power. Prayer is not about convincing God to follow your plan. It is about aligning yourself with His. There is also the issue of inconsistency. Many people pray occasionally, but expect consistent results. Spiritual growth does not work that way. Consistency is what builds strength, and strength is what produces results.